All right. All right. Should have been a smooth transition. If not, I'm sorry. All right, so this is the second stream this morning. I'm not sure how this is gonna turn out in the past, but welcome to the Daily Grind, the weekly podcast, or the weekly daily grind that goes over a few of the top stories. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about Starfield. Release date has changed yet again, or has it? So there's been lots of talk. We have an article here from Game Rant that talks about how the game's Steam date has changed. Now, there's been lots of discussion about this. There's been lots of talks about Starfield. Bethesda itself has said that Starfield is going to be coming out in the first half of the year. Matt Booty has come out and said that Starfield's coming out after Redfall. Redfall has said it's delayed 6 weeks into, and there's been a date of May 2nd is when Redfall's supposed to come out. So let's go to the article here. The article itself says Starfield release date has changed on Steam. The release date in Bethesda's upcoming space RPG Starfield gets updated. Now, when checking out the Steam page, Starfield, Bethesda's sci-fi action RPG that has originally due to launch late last year, fans will notice that this release date now says coming soon, as opposed to simply 2023. As it stands, the upcoming title is one of the most anticipated games of the year, and almost certainly has hit in with it finally does come out. However, no one really knows when the publisher will finally be able to release it, but gamers have been having guesses all the same. Now, in the fact of some of the theorized of Starfield could be coming this April to conclude with the International Day of Human Space Flight, which takes place on April 12th. Now, obviously, this is just a speculation, and neither does Bethesda nor its parent company ZeniMax have confirmed this as of yet. Now, all this is known, and it is that the game is set to launch sometime in 2023 with hopes that it will also within the first half of the year. But outside that, all anyone can do is wait for the official word for some of the developers or publishers. To make things even more vague, that Starfield release date has been changed on Steam, where it's now said that the space RPG is coming soon. Now, that is no longer says simply 2023. It changes. This throws a bit of a curveball when it comes to the release window, as it may feel that more up in the air now. That's not to say that the game has been delayed yet again, or there's a problem with the release, but hopefully Bethesda will be able to shine some light onto this change to get the launch date actually what it means. Now, it's possible that the studio could make such an announcement at the upcoming Starfield Deep Dive, which is expected to occur sometime after Xbox Bethesda developer livestream, which is on January 25th. Now, hopefully, coming soon is just the studio way of preparing for the solid release date for the game, but only time will tell on the front. Not only is the game hotly anticipated for playtesters reportedly been loving Starfield, which definitely bodes well for the finished product, that just makes the wait for the official release date that much more difficult, though. Someone at Bethesda will hopefully be able to spill some beans soon. Now, the stream didn't end. There's two different streams. If you back out, Krebsy, and go to the next one, it should have started. Or did it just switch it over? The last stream didn't end. Awesome. Awesome. How about now? We're all new at this directing over, so that's why I put the link in the chat, though. Buddy, you got to get out of the camera. You got to get out of the camera. What is that? What do you want? Chocolate? Go ahead. You can have the chocolate. Right. Gotta love it. I can only see one. What do you mean can only see one? All right, so Starfield, you guys tossed me off completely off guard over here. So Starfield has the date saying coming soon. Okay, coming soon, but other games have had this problem as well, right? The coming soon part of it is changed for Hogwarts Legacy, has changed for Redfall, has changed for other games on Steam. Now, there was a person on Twitter who was the head. Now, this is not of Bethesda, but this is of Hogwarts Legacy. Now, the Hogwarts Legacy community manager came out and showed that someone asked and said, Hogwarts Legacy fans fear another delay after the Steam release date is changed. Okay. And he came out and said, there's no delay. No delay. Other upcoming games on Steam are also experiencing the same thing. So this is a Steam thing. This is not a Bethesda thing. This is not a ZeniMax thing. This is not a Microsoft thing changing the date of Starfield out of 2023. I know a lot of people, including myself, think that Starfield will be delayed until late 2023. I said October, November area. Okay. We talk about it on Generation X Gaming, saying all the time that it will be delayed as well. Hold on one second. Will be delayed, but I don't think that's going to happen. I as what I do a part of this show, I always do my thoughts and speculations based on the information given. Okay, since the first part of when they said that Starfield was coming out in the first half of the year, and then they told us that Redfall was coming out before Starfield, and Starfield, and then Redfall got delayed 6 weeks till May 2nd. There is a possibility now, with the information that we're given, that Starfield could leapfrog Redfall. Also, based on the interview that we showed on a video that I did, that talks about Starfield. I should say, Todd Howard talks about Starfield. That basically, he would like to do less of a really early release, as quick as possible. I posted a PC Gamer article explaining things. Okay, in the Discord. Right, so he talks about things and how they've changed things. When was this one? Today? So he would like to push out Starfield even sooner rather than later. Now, here's an article that Krebsy just gave me. Here's why a bunch of games, including Starfield, just changed release dates on Steam. Starfield, Redfall, Arc 2, and a bunch of other games slated for launch in 2023 are now listed as simply coming soon. You may have noticed, and recently Starfield release date on Steam recently changed from 2023 vague, but at least with a specific window to coming soon. So also, other visible Steam database include Forspoken, Redfall, Arc 2, RoboCop, Rogue City. So the good news is that there's nothing to worry about. We'll probably have nothing anyway. You can see back on October 22nd, Valve made a change in the way that it handles release dates on the upcoming games. Prior to that, release dates on Steam store pages were Wild West. Some games would also list the exact date. Others would also have some of more of a ballpark and a month or a year. Maybe even still others would drop in a joke text, like when it's done. Our current hodgepodge of coming soon displays leaves a lot to desire, Valve wrote at the time. Yeah, so this is exactly what I just said, right? So this article is just verifying that what the guy from Twitter said from Hogwarts Legacy, that it's a Steam thing. It's not a Bethesda thing. It's not a ZeniMax thing. It's not delaying Starfield, right? I know a lot of us, okay, including myself, would love that Starfield is delayed and we're right again, right? And that's not what I want, right? Again, I give the information and I give you my thoughts and my speculations based on the information given. Todd Howard, as of last week, okay, or I shouldn't say as of last week, as of last week's podcast that we showed an interview back from 3 years ago where Todd Howard said that he would love to release a game in at least a week. Like, say, hey, here's some stuff, and then drop and then drop it a week later. This is what Todd Howard himself said in an interview 3 years ago. Now that Redfall has been delayed 6 weeks from its original early 2023 release date, and we know rumored right now that Redfall is coming out May 2nd, okay? It does mean that we could see Starfield leapfrog, because let's just say Starfield was supposed to be, let's say, mid-April, okay? Well, 6-week delay means that Redfall was supposed to come out at the end of March, and if Starfield was supposed to come out after Redfall, okay, it would have probably come sometime in mid-March. Or, I'm sorry, mid-April. Well, now it could leapfrog because now Redfall is coming out in May 2nd, supposedly, that Starfield could be pushed in front of it now, which means Matt Booty's comment that Starfield's coming out after Redfall is negated. Now, this also goes in together with, they said that they're showing the January 25th, we're showing some information about Redfall, Forza Motorsports, Minecraft Legends at the developer direct that's happening at the end of this month for Microsoft, which there's not showing Starfield. And Starfield is probably coming in after the fact, which will probably be like February or maybe even March time. Now, I'm going to do another speculation here. I'm kind of adjusting what I think Starfield was going to fall. Now, I still think that Starfield is coming later in the year, but with the information giving now, I keep saying Starfall. I know, right? Even though Starfield, now what Todd Howard said in the article or the interview 3 years ago, he said that he would love to do a place where the game comes out sooner rather than later. He goes, who would be upset? He says in the interview, who would be upset saying, oh, we're giving you all this stuff, and here it is now. You don't have to wait, type of thing. Nobody. No one would be upset. So what happens now is that if you are waiting for Starfield, I think we might get Starfield really early. I think they might do the event for Starfield separately, obviously at the end of February, maybe at the end of March. And then right after that announcement, we're going to see a release date, and it's going to be sooner rather than later. Not only is it going to be in the first half of 2023, but it'll be much earlier than we all expected from it, right? Prince Rocco says Starfield release date 2025. That might be when it's complete, but it's going to launch this year. It's going to launch this year. So let me see what you guys are saying. Delayed game? No way. I didn't say it was delayed. I just said change date, and that's what we're talking about on the Steam date. I wasn't surprised that it got canceled again. It didn't get canceled again, Akuda Papa. It's a change that happened on Steam. Steam's database, they did something on the back end. It changed like the Hogwarts Legacy, it changed RoboCop, it changed Redfall, it changed Forspoken. It's a whole bunch of stuff that it changed on the back end. So it has nothing to do with the game itself. That's a Steam thing. We all want Bethesda not to release a game that needs fixing it by modders. Yes, that's true, Luke. We don't want that. Sarge says, please stop listening to this bullshit date release. They know when it's done. The last 2 or 3 months is for testing, just like when they said during E3 when Todd and Fallout 4 is done. Right. It's because the companies are talking us gamers seriously with the hard-earned cash, and we're putting into these companies. Well, the thing is, Prince, we're not even putting hard-earned cash into Bethesda. If you're an Xbox person, are you going to buy Starfield? It's on Game Pass. It's on Game Pass. Why would you purchase it? What Todd said pre-Xbox acquisition doesn't matter because now answers of Papa Phil and the follows about marketing system. Sure it does, Krebsy, because the people that in the interview, Todd says that that's the earliest they would have let him, right? So ZeniMax wouldn't let him go any earlier than 5 months. Well, the perfect thing now that happens with Microsoft is that Game Pass. Game Pass doesn't matter when the release date is because there is no monetary as far as a regular game coming out, right? All these people are not going out and buying Starfield at $70. But Bethesda, with the way Game Pass is, it doesn't matter if you release it 6 months from now or if you release it tomorrow. If they come out and say, oh, Starfield, here's a beautiful vision of what the game is. Here's more information about it. Oh, and by the way, it comes out Thursday. How is that going to hurt the game if it comes out sooner rather than later? Right? What's going on, Super Dave? Starfall. What game is that? Yeah. Starfield event early March. Marketing during June, aka E3, aka Summer Games Fest. Release game November 10th, 2023. Or Todd gets his way by releasing the game early, and the game is already hyped. It would get even more hyped if the game dropped ASAP. Because a lot of people don't remember, but when Fallout 4 was announced at E3 and then released 5 months later, we were like, what? It's coming out in 5 months? People lost their shit. Right? It doesn't matter if it comes out later or sooner. Game Pass is Game Pass. You're paying for the service. Yeah, it'll be on PC on Game Pass. You can purchase it as well, Prince, but again, if you have Game Pass, if you don't have Game Pass, then this doesn't pertain to you. But if you pay for Game Pass, why would you spend $70 on a game that's coming to Game Pass? You made sense for me with the Game Pass. Thanks for the info. Hey, no problem. But what release date does matter for the PC, where majority of the people on PC are buying full price and not using Game Pass? Sure. But a lot of people on PC also have Game Pass. Right? If you don't have Game Pass, great. Then that person on the PC, Krebsy, gets to release the game, right? Or how about this? How about they do this? It comes out on Game Pass March whatever, but if you have to purchase it, it comes out 3 weeks later or a month later. Right? Another reason to get Game Pass, because first-party title games come on the system day in, day one, where if you're not a Game Pass member, then you have to wait for the release date. Right? There is no reason for Microsoft to sell this at a full price. They're looking to sell Game Pass. Starfield and the purchase of Bethesda and all of their titles, one of the reasons is so they can put more games on Game Pass. They're selling Game Pass. They're not selling Redfall. They're not selling Starfield. They're selling Game Pass. Think of it like this. Microsoft just bought Bethesda, and Microsoft are also giving them cash to develop time to pay for Starfield. So Todd and the rest of the company are doing just fine. Exactly. Hey, Big T. Thank you very much. Hit that like button. I appreciate it. Those like buttons are real light right now. They're just using the monthly installment to Game Pass to pay for it. Right? To pay for everything, Sarge. Right? This goes into the conversation we just had in our last topic, which was independent developers coming to Game Pass and how they have to fight to get into this oversaturated market of games on Game Pass. Right? The first party titles, they're either under the umbrella and they're pushing those. If you're not in early, then you're gonna get overshadowed by the rest of the games that are coming onto Game Pass. Right? Now you're seeing big things come to Game Pass. Now think about this. From the last conversation we have for independent developers, let's say you're making a game and it takes you 3 years. Now you're in 4 years into the system cycle. Well, games that are coming out right now, Hogwarts Legacy, Jedi Survivor, well, definitely Jedi Survivor, will come to Game Pass down the road, a year or two down the road, right? So now you're competing of a AAA game that's now on Game Pass 2 years later, and an independent developer that's coming out with a game down the road later is also competing with that game that's now on Game Pass as well. I still think that it might get delayed until November, right? But at the same time, I'm putting it out there, okay, that Todd Howard 3 years ago said he would love to make it earlier, and that's way before the acquisition happened with Bethesda and Microsoft. Now that Microsoft has them, and that's it, they're exclusive. They're exclusive to one console, which is Microsoft, not Xbox or PC. PC and Microsoft, PC and Xbox, they're all exclusive to Microsoft. So if you're on PC, the only way you're getting it, okay, is through Microsoft. Okay. So you could purchase it, which is fine. You can get it. Is it on Steam? I'm pretty sure it's on. Is it not going to be sold on Steam? Let's see. Starfield on Steam, right? It is on Steam. Yeah, it is on Steam, right? So you can purchase it there for the $70, or you can get it through Game Pass, and that's what they want you to do. Microsoft definitely wants you to get it through Game Pass. Microsoft buys EA next, I believe. Ooh, that's a conversation, Luke. I personally think they're going to buy Ubisoft next. I'm sorry, Ubisoft next. Yeah, I say Ubi. But Ubisoft. I think they're going to buy Ubisoft next. Just everything that Ubisoft is doing fits on the Game Pass model. Now, obviously, it also fits in the PlayStation Plus model as well. But I think Microsoft buys Ubisoft next. Where did my music go? My music just went bye-bye. They're just using monthly installments for Game Pass. Yeah. $300 million a month as of right now. Ubisoft is in trouble for sure. Microsoft's buying EA won't work. That would get shut down because of mainline first-person shooter would be owned by Microsoft. Not really any competition anymore. Sure. Yeah, because they have Activision with Call of Duty. Yeah, Apex. I mean, that would be a hard sale. That would be a hard sell because of other shooters. I mean, Epic has a shooter, but that's a battle royale third person. If you're talking about first person, yeah, there's no other big first person titles because Apex Legends is EA, Battlefield is EA, Activision's got theirs, Ubisoft has Rainbow Six. I mean, potentially, look. They could get anybody they want. I'll be honest with you. I think the sale would go through with a little of pushing or whatnot. Other rules might have to be put in place, but I can see EA getting bought out. But EA right now is not in the market until they are. EA wanted to sell a while ago with losing FIFA and Star Wars exclusives. EA is a publisher, not a developer. That's true as well, but everyone they buy, though, Sarge. Once Bethesda got acquired, an interview with Todd said that the plans of Starfield to sell consoles by giving 6 months away release date. Allow people to budget those 6 months to buy a console. I don't think Ubisoft was enough of a variety of a portfolio for Microsoft to buy them. They haven't been their very good place in the last few years. Jam forward, but think about the business model that Ubisoft wants to do, right? They want to make all live service games. So all the Assassin's Creeds, right? All the Divisions. They're doing the Star Wars brand. They're doing the Avatar brand. A lot of their games are all live service. And that all fits the business model of what Game Pass is. So I don't think it's about variety from that one company, right? Because they can just go get the other variety from other people. Another thing is that EA, as of right now, doesn't need to be purchased by Microsoft. EA Play, or Plus, whatever the hell it's called, is already part of EA, or is already part of Game Pass, right? So Microsoft is in bed with EA right now, and those games are on Game Pass as long as you're a Game Pass Ultimate member. Right? This is why I'm playing Battlefield 2042 right now. This is why you can play other games. It's all part of it already. So they don't really have to go out and buy EA. They're in bed with EA, and EA is already in the thing. Now, if you look at a lot of games like the Assassin's Creed Odyssey, what's the other one? Origins, Odyssey. I'm sure Valheim will come on, not Valheim, Valhalla will come on to Game Pass soon, right? But they already have the Assassin's Creed series popping up on Game Pass over the years. And they delay games for years, too. UB is already Microsoft. Akuda Papa says, just my view on Microsoft being bought by Microsoft, the way they are fighting against Activision acquisition. It goes through monopoly. It could be a real term. It's not a monopoly, though. In no way, shape, or form is it a monopoly. If you're talking about Activision, that's not a monopoly. Them buying Activision is not a monopoly. Right? I see more of what you're saying about the EA, but that's why I said they don't need to buy EA. EA is in bed with them already. Yeah, it's Activision's not a monopoly. EA technically wouldn't be a monopoly either, because there's still so many other developers out there. 2K, Square Enix. I mean, Embracer Group's buying a whole bunch of other people up as well. Right? You still have Ubisoft. There's plenty. You have Sony Studios. There's plenty of other things. There's more developers now in the world than there's ever been before. Indie developers, super high-end developers. Buying EA could cause a legitimate monopoly clause for non-compete. Well, that's what I said, Akuda. Like, if they did purchase it, there would be other types of things that have to be written up, and it would change the rules. You know what I mean? Like, that would happen. This is why I said I don't think EA gets bought out, especially since EA is already part of the Game Pass model. That's another thing I don't understand. Unless you're on PC, and which still doesn't make sense, why pay $15 a month just to play EA games? Okay, when you can play $15 on PC and play all EA games plus the Game Pass games. You see what I'm saying? That doesn't make any sense to me. If you're a person that likes to save money, why would you pay $15 for EA Play and then another $15 for Game Pass Ultimate on PC? You would just buy EA Play and get you would just get Game Pass Ultimate to just get both things. It makes no sense to me. Oh, for sure, Akuda. Yeah, let's say this happens, soon as the acquisition goes through with Microsoft, with Activision, all of a sudden they're like, yeah, we're buying EA. Everyone's like, whoa, monopoly, articles written and stuff. And then you look at it and you're like, nah, it's still not a monopoly. But as a gamer, you're like, well, they own every first-person shooter game now. Then the rules would get set in place that you can't own certain things or whatnot, you know? See Microsoft own them with buying them. Right, without buying them. Yeah. Why purchase EA? Because what is the... Microsoft doesn't look at EA as any kind of competition whatsoever. Great, you have all the sports games. Bravo. What systems are you selling them on? Is EA going to make their own system? No. Oh, and EA, are you only going to make your games just for PlayStation? Right? Have fun. Watch your numbers diminishly go bye-bye because you switch one console or the other, right? It's not going to happen. EA lives or dies because they want as many people to play them because of their microtransactions, their battle passes, their ultimate teams for all their stuff. So they need that across the board as much as possible. So I don't think they want to get bought out because they make more money from FIFA and from Madden than they make from all the other games regardless. So they're not going to move anywhere. Game Pass is that thing. Well, they own a current first-person shooter IPs. Maybe it might be the time to actually make another game, you know? Create a product instead of copy pasta. Yeah, but I don't see them buying them. I don't. They don't need to buy them. I mean, here, look. I know we started off with Starfield here with the release date changing, which again, possible. Okay, but look at MLB The Show. That is a first party title, San Diego Studios with Sony. For the last 2 years, they've had a baseball game come on to Game Pass. Why is that? Right? You have a baseball game that only sells for PlayStation. Congratulations, you have 1/3 of the population of planet Earth that owns a PlayStation of gamers, right? And they only can play it on PlayStation for the last decade. And then all of a sudden, now San Diego Studios puts it out for Game Pass. And now people have been buying packs and microtransactions, and there's a battle pass that goes on inside there, right? Why? Great. It's a sports game. Put it on as many platforms as possible. That's why EA is not going to get bought out. They want to be across the board as much as possible. Bring back Medal of Honor. Well, Medal of Honor, wasn't that made by... Who made Medal of Honor? Who's the developer of Medal of Honor? That was Electronic Arts. That was EA. It was EA. Just another first person shooter by EA. Yeah, Jason, there you go. EA. I think it's hilarious. No, you're right. EA already is in bed with them. No need to buy them. UB needed buying out and are making games Game Pass. Right. I could see Ubisoft getting purchased because of their games. I can't see EA. EA is a conglomerate, man. They're a conglomerate. Not to say they're never to say that they're going to get paid, like bought out. But it's unlikely that they'll buy out. Because EA needs Sony. EA needs Microsoft. EA needs the systems. They're not their own system. MLB made that requirement? Sure, but my point still stands, JM Ford, that the reason that they're on Game Pass is because they want as many people as possible to play their game. That's my point. EA is not going to side with one or the other. They want their games to be across the board and played as much as possible. Yeah, Luke, you could join. It's the Goonies squad. I think Brain has to accept you because he's the leader of the clan. But I think it's open. I think you could just join. If it's not opened, if I don't have any room, I will kick somebody out. We'll kick somebody out and we'll get you in. There's plenty of people that are inactive. So Monster Hunter Warfighter was amazing. The gunplay was really Medal of Honor. I thought it was Monster Hunter World. Medal of Honor Warfighter was amazing. The gunplay was really good once we got through the learning curve. Might go away to attack 50 people. Hate me. I liked the Medal of Honor series when it first came out. I thought it was beautiful. EA needs them until the owner of EA doesn't care anymore and he wants out. Sure. I'm the leader. I got promoted. Well, there you go. So Sarge can take care of that. It's full. All right. Sarge, just look down the list and delete somebody, and then we'll get Luke in there. EA could be turning a new leaf over next few years. They're coming out with a lot of single-player stuff over the next few years, which has me interested. What do you turn a new leaf as far as talking about single-player games that they said that no one wants to play anymore? Meanwhile, the best-selling games are single-player games. Trying to bring it back a little bit to Starfield. What do you guys think? Do you guys think Starfield is going to get pushed back to the second half of 2023, or do you think it's still coming out in the first half of 2023? And if so, do you think it's possible that it comes out earlier rather than later in the first half of 2023? As far as all of a sudden they show the Starfield, developer thing that they're going to be doing event. Does it come out sooner, like real soon, like a Fallout Shelter type of launch, or do we see it where they take their time and it's still like 4 or 5 months I mean, they have to tell you pretty soon, right? I mean, think about this in the mentality of Todd Howard. Okay, even though with Krebs he put up earlier, okay, I don't think it's 6 months. We're already mid-January, and they're not showing it at the end of January to give us a release date. Okay, so that means we're going into February. That's 5 months. Well, he launched Fallout 4 5 months after it was announced at E3. So now we're in this category where they said it's going to launch in the first half, which is up until June 30th of 2023. Well, once February hits, now that's 5 months. Okay, so that's already in the less of a launch period than they launched Fallout 4. I'm going to say it launches even less than that. I'm going to say it launches in less than 2 months after they show it. Okay, I think it's going to show sometime or come out sometime in April. Let's look at the dates. Let's look at the dates of the calendar here. April, you have April 4th, April 11th, April 18th, and April 25th. Now, if Redfall comes out May 2nd, I don't think you want to... Not that it matters because it's on Game Pass. You're not cannibalizing anything because the sales, right? People are just excited to play the game. I think you give them about a month apart because you have Hogwarts Legacy coming out on the 7th. Okay? You got Jedi Survivor. When does Jedi Survivor come out? Jedi Survivor comes out on... Hold on. 17th. You have Hogwarts Legacy coming out on March 17th, which is a Friday, which is a month and a week after Hogwarts comes out. So I'm going to say April. I'm going to say like the 14th. The 11th or the 14th of April is when we see potentially Starfield come out. Let's see. EA could be... Oh, I already read that. I don't see many playing the first 3 months until big bug fixes. But the problem is, Luke, if there is big bug fixes, remember, no one purchased the game. Very few people, I should say, are going to purchase the game. I can't imagine record numbers being bought of people saying like 10 million people bought the game day one. I can't. Because how many of those 10 million people are not Game Pass owners that are super hyped about Starfield? Do you know what I mean? So I can't see the people... I think the people that are excited for the game are going to play the game regardless if it's broke or buggy. Right? If it comes out broken buggy. Yeah, Starfield will be pushed back. Say hello to November. I do believe it's going to get pushed back myself, but I'm putting it out there that it could come out as far as April 4th. What did I say? April 4th to 11th or something like that? My money is on November. Gaming Fire says interesting. I'm just taking, again, I'm taking the data that's given to me and I get my own speculations and whatnot. Obviously, I'm wrong on a lot of things, but I'm also pretty right on a lot of things as well. With the launch of games coming out buggy, they're trying to minimize the backlash, which is utterly impossible. Right, Richardson. But here's the thing: does it matter? Right? Look at Halo. Halo came out, and we're still waiting for Halo to be fixed. Over a year, it's still not to where it should have been at launch, and they cut 2/3 of that game. And that's a Game Pass first-party title game. So Starfield, if it does come out in a broke, buggy state, right? We can say that Starfield's going to come out in a buggy state as far as Bethesda games come out, right? But is it going to be as bad as Fallout 76? Probably not, because the netcode is what really screwed up that game, right? So does Starfield come out in a broken, buggy state and then get fixed over the next year? Does it matter if it comes out in a broken, buggy state? Because again, they're not making sales. They're selling Game Pass. You see what I'm saying? If it was just coming out and it wasn't on Game Pass, then it does matter if it's a broken, buggy state, because the sales would get hurt, the reviews would get hurt, and then less people would less buy the game. And then Akuta Papa says, cough, cough, Cyberpunk 2077. They sold 8 million copies before day one, pre-sales. And then they sold an additional 5 million copies after. After people knew it was broken, buggy, they still purchased it, right? So does it matter that if Starfield comes out and it's in broken, buggy state? No, because it's on Game Pass. People didn't put their hard-earned money up front to buy it. They just spent $15 to try it out. And if it's great, they'll continue playing it. If it's not, they'll put it down and go play a different game. One on a lit of thing, when on a lit of things with 90% accuracy. Or are you saying, oh, wrong on lit of things with 90% accuracy? Are you saying that I'm wrong 90% of the time? Milky, are you saying that I'm right 90% of the time? I got a pretty good record. I mean, I don't know what that percentage is, but I'm pretty accurate. I get a lot of things wrong. I get a lot of things wrong. And for being and this is the thing, for not being an insider, for not having any connections of people telling me things, and just reading between the lines of the articles and the interviews and the stuff that I read, by just putting all that together, jumbling it in my head, and then saying it out loud, right? I'm pretty right a lot of the times. Okay, there's room in Division 2, clan. Come on over. It's a new year. Start keeping track. It's hard. It's hard, Sarge, to keep track of it. Oh yeah, I was going back through footage yesterday. Back in 2020, I think it was like February. I think it was 2020. We were talking about when we thought Grand Theft Auto was going to show the trailer and stuff like that. We were 100% wrong on that. Although articles did say that it was supposed to come out, and then they kind of delayed it, but still got it wrong. You make sense a lot of the times. I even double check. Yeah. There's certain things that, so for instance, there's a thing last night. There was an article that was posted about Scalebound coming out. Well, in 2020, I can't find the video. Okay, in 2020, I said that Scalebound, because there was an article that Xbox picked up the IP of Scalebound, right? And there was another article sometime in 2020 that said that they're making 2 Dragon games. And I said, oh, well, they picked up the IP of Scalebound, and they're making 2 Dragon games. I said they're probably going to bring Scalebound back. And I said the reason I said this is because they're looking for first-party title games to put on Game Pass. And this was 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago, coming in February. Okay? And then in, I believe it was episode, where the hell was it? It's like 270 something. I said that they would bring Scalebound back. Now Jeff Grubb and now Jez Gordon are all saying the exact same thing because they have insiders. I have no insiders. I just read the shit that's online and put stuff together. I remember when you said Hogwarts is 100% on schedule and won't delay episode 255. There you go. there you go. 255. Wow. There's another one I have that I said on 287, which episode 287 is like over a year and a half ago, right? a year and a half ago, an Xbox deal with Samsung, and that happened. That happened. I said they would get in with a television maker like Samsung, and now as of November, we knew that was true. 30, you are the insider. I'm not though. I have no connections to the inside. Did I really say that in episode 255? I don't know. I'm doubting myself if I said that, Prince, because Hogwarts is delayed. It got delayed till 2023. It was supposed to come out in 2021, and 255 would be way back in that would be back in like, what are we in? What are we at? 230. We're at 240 now. That's 100. That's 2 years ago. Over 2 years ago. I don't know. Yeah, hit that like button. I think I'm wrong with that anyway. If it's that late, because Hogwarts Legacy was supposed to come out in 2021. Well, actually 2020, then 2021, and then it got pushed. So I'm probably wrong on that one. But I do appreciate you saying stuff like that, though. I'll have to go check it out myself. I'll do it. I'll have to do it later. I'll put it up in Discord if you're correct or not. Yeah. So where do you guys stand? Where do you guys stand at Starfield? Do you think Todd Howard? Here's another conversation I want to have on a different day. I'm going to make probably a standalone video on it. But Starfield, in my opinion, and I brought this up on GXG multiple times, and on the Daily Grind as well. But I think Starfield is going to be a live service game down the road. It's going to come out. It's going to be a single-player game. 100% single-player game. Okay? But down the road, they're going to open it up to a co-op or light MMO-esque Fallout 76 No Man's Sky type of thing. Because I can't imagine building the ships that you're building. I can't imagine going around the planets that you're going, 1,000 planets. I can't imagine all of this stuff that's happening in the game and playing by yourself. It's gigantic. Certain people apply play for hundreds of hours being on one planet, let alone across the entire galaxy that they have inside the game, right? So I see down the line some sort of add-on of cooperative gameplay. Go check out the places you're building or the ships you're building, because that would bring a whole bunch more life to the game, right? We had a conversation on Lono's channel on Friday about Hogwarts Legacy, about being a live service game. Would it make it, or what type of stuff it would be? And I think the game, even though it's a single player game, I don't think the whole game has to be a live service game, but I do believe that the game should have some sort of co-op, meet people, bring them into your room of requirements section, or go on a mission with somebody. There's in talks right now. There's a new game plus for Hogwarts Legacy as well. So there's other information that hasn't been given yet, which even if it's not given when it comes out, I think they can add it on to after the fact based on the popularity of the game. Yeah, if we're wrong, call us out. Absolutely. If you guys call me out on being wrong, that means that you're watching the content. You know what I mean? This is not about me being right or wrong. This is about us having conversations, and it's fun. It's fun for me to spew out some stuff and put myself on the line of say something outrageous, and then it comes true. You know what I mean? It's not about like push up my glasses. I'm right. I'm better than you. It has nothing to do with that. It's fun to have me speculate about something and then have proof that I said it, right? Way before other people said it, way before insiders come out and say it. I have a day off from school and already hit the like. There you go. There you go. I appreciate that, Akuda. Oh, 100%. Well, there's already modders waiting to fix the game. Remember? They're like the power company for a hurricane. Okay? Like when a storm comes in Florida, the power company sets up ahead of time and they're ready to fix the problems that are about to happen from the storm. Here comes Storm's Bethesda and the storm named Starfield, and the modders are the power company waiting to fix the stuff that's going to be wrong with the game. They're on standby. They're ready to go. It doesn't make sense that Bethesda will stick with a single play. It's going to add a lot of add-ons, and it's also be confirmed that it will. Well, think about it, Prince. They said themselves that they were upset that they couldn't connect with the people that bought their game of Skyrim and the past games, right? And think about this: now that they're purchased and they're on Microsoft's Game Pass, Fallout 76 literally has, I think, as my voice cracks as a 44-year-old man, I'm pretty sure Fallout 76 has millions of people playing, right? They've had over it's Fallout 76 retrospective 2022. It has 13.5 million total players that have created, maybe not playing it at this point, but they have 13.5 million people playing the game on Game Pass. Okay, now if you think about that, let's just assume that everyone that's played has Game Pass. Well, if they have 30 million people that have Game Pass and only 13.5 million people played, it's about 1/3 of the population that has Game Pass has either played or tried or whatever of Fallout 76. Okay? And that's Fallout 76. Right? That's Fallout 76. That's a testing ground of constantly putting stuff in the game with battle passes and cosmetics and all of these things. And I can't imagine Starfield coming out and not capitalizing on what Fallout 76 has already produced for them. Okay? I think Starfield will do the exact same thing as Fallout 76 did. When Fallout 76 came out, it was co-op, but it was supposed to be it was no real players in the game. Okay? It was just no humans, it was just NPCs, and that was it. And then all of a sudden, after the first year came by, they announced that they were having humans and stuff put into the game, and now you can interact with other characters. And they changed it after the fact. I can't imagine Starfield not doing the exact same thing. So 1 year down the line, they announced, hey, Starfield, we're adding co-op. You can now explore the galaxy with your friends. Mark it down, chat. Daily grind on January 16th, 2023. That I've said this before, but let's say this is me the first time saying it, that I believe that it's going to be a co-op, some sort of co-op aspect of Starfield in the future. No, they said they were mad that they wouldn't monetize the highest selling game at the time. Right. So you're saying there will be a Fallout 76 like on Starfield? No. I'm saying that they took Starfield, what they've learned from Starfield, and they're going to take the same type of things and add it to Starfield from Fallout 76. So what I'm saying is not a separate game. It's going to be Starfield and just going to keep adding to it. So just like No Man's Sky did. No Man's Sky, we could be in the same galaxy, but they didn't add multiplayer to No Man's Sky until like 3 years later. Okay? So what I'm saying is that Starfield, after the first year, they'll make an announcement saying that there'll be some sort of co-op experience added to the game so you can explore the galaxy with your friends. What episode we're on today? I have them brand new, so there hasn't been that many daily grind. It'll be a lot easier to find this one, Prince, because the way I make the thumbnails now on the new channel. I know I talked about Starfield on this one, so what we've learned from 76, not Starfield. Exactly. That's what I meant to say, Sarge, if I said it the opposite. What they've learned from Fallout 76 to add to Starfield. Yeah, because it doesn't make sense. And Game Pass is that perfect blend of it's a what's a subscription service, but it's not meant for a game. It's meant for a service, but the games on this service are like a subscription model. Sea of Thieves, first party title, subscription model. Minecraft Dungeons, first party title, subscription model type of thing. Okay, selling DLC, constantly coming back, leveling up your character. State of Decay, more DLC, leveling up your character. New Game Plus, continuously going on, right? A lot of these games, Forza Horizon, constantly leveling up, constantly going up, adding more content, adding more season passes, adding more events, constantly keeping you coming back. All first-party title games that are coming out for Game Pass are meant for this type of thing. Game Pass revived Battlefield 2044, so it makes sense. 2042, but yes. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. They're constantly, but that's different though, Prince, because that's EA. That's EA, not a first-party title game, right? All first-party title games that are coming out for Game Pass, meant for Game Pass, which I do believe Starfield is, it'll be the biggest game to come out for Game Pass up until this point, okay? That game is going to be some sort of model to it that we don't know yet. And why not? Why not? Why not make a sci-fi fantasy game that I can play by myself, go through the story all by myself, and then once I explore, I have a year into this game. Why not be able to explore in that game with Sarge, with you, Prince, right? We're like, hey, what are you doing? Oh, well, I found this planet over here. Oh, cool, I can play with you now. Let me travel to you, right? We build bases together. We travel. We explore together. That game becomes so much better with just one other person playing with you. One other person playing with you becomes a huge, epic experience now instead of a lonely game that you're bringing your companion with, right? Why do people in Fallout 4, do we ever ask for a multiplayer game? No, we ask for a co-op game. It would be really cool if we could play Fallout with one other person, right? Hence why you like the companion so much. Hence why you brought Dogmeat with you in Fallout series, right? Hence why you brought the Mutant with you on a mission. Hence why you brought the Brotherhood with you on a mission, because you want to be a part. You want to feel that you're not alone of the stuff, right? That's why I think it'll have some sort of co-op later down the road. So let's say Starfield does bad at launch. Will Game Pass make a difference on sales Bethesda makes? No. Here's the difference. The sales that they're making is from Game Pass, not from the game itself. If the game sucks balls, it's a terrible game, okay? Terrible game. It still does well because it's on Game Pass. You didn't buy $70. You didn't pay $70. Now, the people that are burnt out, I can give you an example of Battlefield 2042. People paid $120 early access for Battlefield 2042. Those people, I know lots of them. I know at least 10, 15 people that I talk to within the community, people that watch me, people that on Twitter, okay, that are burnt out because they're like, I paid $120 for Battlefield 2042. They can kiss my ass. I'm never going to play their game again. They get burnt out. Now, those were diehard Battlefield fans that got burnt out. There could be Bethesda fans that pay $70, $80, $120 for the exclusive. I don't know if there's going to be an exclusive thing with a helmet or not. But those people might go, you know what? I'm done. I was on board with them, right? And then that's the problem, right? And they get burnt out from it. But the people that didn't buy it and they're just on Game Pass, would you be burnt out or upset if the game sucked and you didn't pay for it? You would be disappointed. You'd be like, oh, Star failed. Such a crap game. I'm staying away from that, right? But you didn't pay $120. You didn't pay $70. You just paid the $15 or the $10 for Game Pass. Right? So that's the difference. Right? Think about this. If someone gives you a gift and you don't like the gift, you're like, I'll just go return it. Or you're like, it's no big deal, whatever it is. But if you bought yourself a gift and that thing broke, you're going to be like, oh, I spent my hard-earned money on this. This is bullshit. You get upset. You call back. I want a refund. Go back to the store. But if you didn't, you're like, it's all right. It's a broken book. That's the difference. $179 for the ex-wife. What hurts more, Luke? What hurts more? That you spend $170 on the game or $179 on the game for your ex-wife? Or is it a combined thing? Oh no, you didn't get the helmet? I haven't got the helmet. Wait, so you bought the helmet. Did she get the helmet in the divorce? That's kidding. She probably threw it out. Or she's using it as a planter. She's got it upside down. She's got some cucumbers growing in it. Princess, that hurts more. Is that you spend $179 on the ex-wife that walks by a hot rocking mama that's free cod style. Like yeah, she's got some vegetables growing in the helmet. It's hanging in the kitchen somewhere. Yeah, so I don't know. A part of me still thinks that it's going to get delayed because we really haven't heard much about Starfield. But at the same time, after listening to Todd Howard in that interview and all the other interviews that he's done and the different things, and then what Game Pass is and how Game Pass doesn't matter if it comes out broke or buggy right from the start, and if it has problems, I think it might come out earlier. So we'll just put a pin in it. We'll put a pin in it. I'm still thinking it's late, but if it does come out in April, that could be like a half a point. Be like a tie in a football game or something. I'm going to be playing Hogwarts Legacy. I see all the hate people are getting. All the hate people are getting. People are writing eulogies on why they're playing the game, and then they're already asking for forgiveness. I can tell you guys right now, I am not going to apologize to be playing pixels on my screen that you don't agree with. If you disagree when I play as a gamer, fine. Okay, but because I play a game based on someone else's viewpoints, and I'm just playing the game because I'm playing the game, I don't care. You know what I mean? What's the issue with Hogwarts? I hear so many against it, and some of the boycotting are going around. The boycotting is not. It's right now. It's the highest selling game pre-sales on Steam. Okay, I'm sure the console sales and whatnot are also high. Okay, the problem with this, and this will be the last little thing we talk about here because we're almost done for the day, is that because of J.K. Rowling's talking about transgender people, that if anybody supports this game by buying a game that has nothing to do with J.K. Rowling's because she created the Harry Potter universe, you are a bigot. You are a sexist, racist. You hate transgender people because you want to play Hogwarts Legacy. That's the thing that's going down right now. Okay, which is just absurd in so many ways or form. That's like saying because the guy who created Suits is either Democrat or Republican, okay? And if you wear a suit, you hate everybody else, right? Type of thing. Like if a Republican created the suit and now everyone wears a suit, if you wear a suit, you agree with Republicans or you agree with Democrats. Like it's just so stupid in so many ways and shapes and forms of because I do something doesn't mean I agree or disagree or I'm a part of or not a part of. I literally just want to play a video game. That's it. I just want to play a video game. Wow, and that ends the stream. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. That's what's happening with the Hogwarts Legacy. There are going to be people that come to people's streams, okay? There's going to be people that come to people's streams and try to talk trash to the streamer, right? And I totally expect that when I go live. And I won't give any time of day to those people. I won't give them the time of day. They will be silented, and they can type as much as they want. I will not ban them in any way, shape, or form, but they will be silent if they do that stuff. You're green, so I hate you. Bad logic, yeah. So that we had a little bit of rocky start with the switching from one stream to the next. Laugh, ban, and move on. It's exactly right, Akuta Papa. There's no reason to even engage with those people because logic just doesn't suit them. Oh, I appreciate it, Prince. Thanks for popping in. We'll be back live tonight. We're gonna play some more Star Wars Skywalker Saga over on this channel tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern. We'll continue going through the story campaigns there. I appreciate it very much. Please make sure you share, like, and subscribe. We also have memberships on this channel now. We are monetized, and we do have memberships. So if you'd like to support us in any way, shape, or form, you can do $4.99. If you have a membership over on the other channel, you can leave it there. It's fine. But if you would like to move it over here, this is our main channel that we're doing. We're going to be restructuring the main channel, 30 and Still Gaming. I don't know what I want to do with it. I'm going back and cleaning up the past broadcasts and whatnot, trying to organize little things a little bit more. We'll be back tonight for the Let's Play. We'll be back tomorrow morning for the Daily Grind again. Don't forget, we also do the podcast, Generation X Gaming, on the weekly podcast on Thursday nights. And we do uploads. So make sure you hit that notification. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you do all the things. I do appreciate you very much for hanging out, coming out, and seeing us. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.